Are you happy now? He won. This is what you wanted. You wanted a victory for the Donald Trump. And you got it. But at what cost?
Audio preview.
How much longer until people realize who he is? And I know you're thinking it's silly. He can't get anything done. And even if that's true, those ideas are out there. And those ideas got him a win by a landslide. It was not a close run.
Audio preview.
And somehow he's still so strongly supported. And I know I should practice what I preach and respect this new president. Well, I'm going to tell you, I do not stand for what he says. He is going to court for the sexual assault of a teenage girl. He promotes rape culture, and I say no.
Audio preview.
He and his running mate stand for the idea of repealing the bill that allowed people to marry who they wanted. And I don't care what your morals are. Politically, it shouldn't matter. He is bringing morals into this whole thing. And really, this doesn't just include gays. It includes all of us. Yes, me too, in the LGBT community. This includes the bisexuals, the polysexuals, the pansexuals, the asexuals. It includes us asexuals too. We want to marry who we want to marry.
Audio preview.
We just want equality. And he wants to take that away. I say no to homophobia. To the racism that somehow everybody can excuse because he's a good businessman. Well, it's not okay. It's not okay. He thinks that the reason people of color are getting shot on the streets is their own fault. Well, I cannot stand for that. I cannot stand for his generalization of Mexicans being rapists and drug lords. Yet he will go and eat their tacos proudly and gladly on Cinco de Mayo. I don't get it. Maybe I'm lost, but he stands for racism. I am lucky to be a white person in what is now his country. But I will use my privilege as a white person to defend those people of color because it is not okay what he stands for. And the sexism he agrees with is not okay. To blame a woman's mood or to blame anything she says on something she cannot help, to call the wage gap a myth when there's literally proof that women are earning way less than men, and to basically use women as an object. His own daughter. How does she stand for this too? I say no to the sexism he agrees with. The ableism he agrees with. I cannot stand for. He mocks a disabled reporter. Do you know how low you have to stoop to think that's okay? If you have stooped that low, I cannot help you anymore. This is not okay. To call a warrior with PTSD weak because they can't toughen up and snap themselves out of it. Do you know all the hell people on this earth have been through? Anyone with a physical or mental disability, chronic illness, chronic mental illness. Do you know how ashamed we already are of something we should not be ashamed about? Then you have to go and make fun of us? Call us weak? I say no.
Audio preview.
The hypocrisy of everything he said he cannot stick to one thing in his campaign. To say he'd never rape somebody, but if he were to, that she would certainly not be his first choice, as if we should be proud that he would want to assault someone. As if we should be proud that we would be his first choice. The hypocrisy of, like I said earlier, calling Mexicans rapists and drug lords, but loving them to work in your Trump Tower, to clean for you, and to make your Trump taco bowls on Cinco de Mayo. The hypocrisy of saying that a woman cannot get an abortion until she is raped. I don't care what your morals are politically. He is saying that you have to be assaulted before you can have your rights. I am not okay with that. The disrespect he has shown everyone, that includes you voters. He has disrespected everyone in this country, and that is not okay. He has disrespected any of his opponents, whether it have been in the GOP debates or this current debate. He has disrespected everyone. He has disrespected every minority and even some majorities. He has shown so much disrespect that it hurts to hear him talk anymore, because you don't know what's going to come out of his mouth to hurt somebody. It's about time that we toughen up in this country. Adults, practice what you preach to us children. Show some respect. But this isn't the end. This isn't the end. This is only 4 years we have to make it through. We may be living in fear for 4 years. But if we fight hard enough and we can protest peacefully, we can make sure that none of his plans go into action. And if any of his supporters dare to follow him, we will make sure to stand tall. We are not being knocked down. This is not the end of us. These 4 years are not going to take us down. These next 4 years are going to be horribly terrifying. I could not sleep last night. I was terrified. Yet I'm safe in so many ways. But the fact that people at schools feel it's okay to tell women that they can do what they want because the president says it's okay, what kind of brainwashing is this? He may not be able to get anything done. Those people saying that are the same people saying that he will never get elected. Same people who said he won't even be nominated. This is what it's come to. And I want to know who said that they could never stand for him, yet went out and voted for him and can't speak up. Because those are going to be the same people that say, oh, but none of his plans will go into action, and they're going to support any of his ideas and any bills that he wants to pass. He won the electoral vote. Our country's representatives support him. Do you know how terrifying that is? We are going to make a change. I promise you that this is not the end. To people of color, to women, to victims of assault, to people in the LGBT community, to people with disabilities, to people with illness, to people who are poor, to people who are trying to make a living, to people who are just trying to live in this country for safety. I am so sorry, but I will not stop fighting for you. I will not stop fighting with you. And I know I'm not alone. We are going to fight for change. And until Trump can prove to me that he has changed, or that he somehow is not the man he was in his campaign, until then, I will respectfully disagree with him. I will respectfully disagree with all the hypocrisy and all the hate he is telling children and even you grown adults that this is okay. It's not. I don't care. Like, I know I've said that president's just a figurehead, but it's a figurehead people follow. When you go to a school sports game, you shout the mascot's name. You follow him. If the mascot says to stand up and dance around, you dance around. That's what America is. Donald Trump is now our mascot. He's the one representing us in foreign affairs. He's the one that people are thinking of when they hear America.
Audio preview.
People are thinking that what he says is okay. And even if you didn't vote him in because of what he says, you voted him in despite of it. And it's okay to be in regret. But you have to stand tall. You have to still have some self-respect. You have to get yourself together and fight for the change that we wanted to see and that it doesn't look like we're going to get. This isn't the end of a nightmare election. This is only the beginning of what could very well be a nightmare presidency. Are you happy now? He won. Are you happy now?